Aikido philosophy, the peaceful warrior's path. Welcome seekers of harmony and students of the way. Today, we turn our attention to Aikido, a martial art unlike any other, where the philosophy transcends physical technique and becomes a conduit for personal and spiritual transformation. Aikido, the way of harmony with the universal spirit, embodies the essence of conflict resolution by aligning our spirit with the natural order of the universe. In our exploration, we will uncover the principles that form the bedrock of Aikido, principles that give us the tools to navigate the turbulence of our existence with grace and resolve. The founder of Aikido, Morihei Ueshiba, known as O-sensei, believed that true victory is not defeating an opponent, but resolving conflict in a way that no one is harmed. This principle resonates deeply with the Shinto belief in the sacredness of all life. Imagine for a moment you are standing before an adversary, not just on the mat of Aikido, but in the dojo of life. Conflict is inevitable, a part of the human condition. However, the way we engage with this conflict determines the state of our spirit. In Aikido, we do not meet force with force, but rather we redirect the energy. This is a metaphor for life. When faced with opposition, how often have you felt the impulse to push back with equal aggression? Now consider this. What if, instead, you could blend with this energy? What would it look like to harmonize with the force directed at you, to understand its nature, and to guide it to a peaceful conclusion? This is the heart of Aikido philosophy. It teaches us to seek paths of least resistance, not through passivity, but through active engagement with the world. The concept of ki, or life energy, is central to understanding Aikido. It is the same force that flows through the rivers, blows in the wind, and radiates from the sun. We are not separate from this energy. We are a part of it. In Aikido, we learn to tap into this powerful current, to become one with it. By doing so, we unlock the ability to move with a sense of purpose and fluidity that transcends mere physicality. But how do we harness this force in our daily existence? It begins with the breath. Breathing is the most fundamental rhythm of life. Yet how often do you truly pay attention to your breath? Aikido teaches us to breathe with intention, to fill our being with ki, and to release tension and discord with each exhalation. Let's take a moment to align with our breath. As you inhale, feel the energy enter your body, invigorating every cell. As you exhale, envision any discord within you flowing out, leaving you centered and calm. This practice is a cornerstone of Aikido training and a powerful tool in the quest for inner peace. The physical techniques of Aikido, graceful and precise, are expressions of its philosophy. The circular movements embody the cycles of nature, the give and take, the ebb and flow. In practice, we do not resist our partner's energy, we redirect it. This teaches us a profound lesson about life. Resistance often amplifies conflict, but harmony diffuses it. As you move through your day, observe the cycles around you, the rising and setting of the sun, the waxing and waning of the moon, the changing of the seasons. Life is a series of cycles, and when we move in harmony with these rhythms, we find peace. The dojo, or place of the way, is a microcosm of society. Within its walls, we practice not just martial techniques, but the art of living. Every interaction is an opportunity to practice the principles of Aikido. Respect, humility, and the pursuit of mutual understanding are not just courtesies. They are the manifestations of a philosophy that sees the divine in every person. In Aikido, We do not seek to create enemies, but to understand them. We recognize that beneath the surface, beneath the veil of conflict, there is a shared humanity. When we look into the eyes of another, we are gazing into a mirror. What we see reflects back upon us. What do you see when you look at those around you? Do you see adversaries? Or do you see fellow travelers on the path of life, each with their own struggles and stories? This perspective shifts the way we approach conflict. It is no longer about winning or losing, but about finding a resolution that elevates both parties. It's about creating a world where everyone can thrive. The teachings of Aikido extend beyond the self-defense. They are a blueprint for living harmoniously within a community, a society, and ultimately, the world. The principle of non-dissension, or not contending with others, is at the heart of Aikido. This doesn't mean we avoid conflict or deny its existence. Conflict is a natural part of life and growth. What Aikido teaches us is to engage with conflict in a way that seeks to restore balance rather than to conquer. Imagine for a moment that you are water flowing down a stream. As you encounter a rock, you do not stop and fight against it. Instead, you flow around it. The rock is not your enemy. It is simply a part of your journey. This is how we must approach the obstacles in our life, not as adversaries to be vanquished, but as opportunities to navigate with wisdom and adaptability. The mind's mirror, cultivating clarity and composure in the flow of Aikido. Now, let us consider the role of the mind in Aikido. The mind is often our greatest adversary. It can fill us with doubt, fear, and uncertainty. In Aikido, we cultivate a mind that is both calm and alert, like the surface of a still pond that reflects all that is around it without disturbance. This state of mind, called zanshin, allows us to be fully present and aware, ready to respond to any situation with clarity and composure. But how do we achieve this state of mind? It begins with letting go of attachment to the outcomes. When we are attached, we are rigid. And when we are rigid, we cannot move with the flow of life. Aikido teaches us to let go of these attachments and to trust in the process. When we do this, we open ourselves up to a realm of possibilities that were previously obscured by our preconceptions. As you interact with others, watch your mind. Notice when you become attached to being right, to winning an argument, or to having things go your way. What would happen if you let go of this attachment? How would it change the dynamic of the interaction? How would it change the way you feel? Aikido also places great importance on the concept of mai, the dynamic space between combatants. It represents not only physical distance, but also the space within which we can respond and connect. In life, we also have mai with our thoughts, our emotions, and our relationships. It is the space that allows us to be with what is, without the need to fill it with noise or action. In your interactions, consider the mai. Are you crowding your thoughts with noise, or are you giving them the space to breathe? Are you overwhelming your emotions, or are you allowing them the room to be felt and understood? Are you suffocating your relationships with expectations, or are you granting them the space to unfold naturally? One of the most profound lessons Aikido offers is the understanding of true strength. Strength in Aikido is not about overpowering others. It is about mastering oneself. It is the strength to be vulnerable, to be open, and to be truthful. True strength is knowing when to stand firm and when to yield, when to speak and when to listen. Reflect on the source of your strength. Is it drawn from a place of ego, or is it drawn from a place of authenticity? Does your strength unite or divide, heal or harm? The strength that Aikido cultivates is one that brings people together, that heals rifts and builds bridges. Aikido is not just a martial art. It is a spiritual journey that teaches us about life, about ourselves, and about the interconnectedness of all things. It reminds us that each moment is an opportunity to practice the way of harmony, to align our spirit with the greater flow of the universe. The harmonious dance, embracing Aiki and the dynamic flow of existence. In the continuing narrative of our exploration, we delve into the essence of Aiki, the harmonious energy that is the lifeblood of Aikido. Aiki is more than a concept. It is a living practice that embodies the unity of spirit and form, the confluence of mind and matter, and the seamless dance between the individual and the universe. Consider the notion of connection. In Aikido, we do not isolate ourselves from the force of an attack. We connect with it. This connection is not about yielding to aggression or accepting defeat. It is about recognizing and engaging with the energy presented to us, transforming potential conflict into an opportunity for unity. This principle is not confined to the mats. It is a metaphor for our interactions with the world. Life constantly presents us with forces, challenges, pressures, demands. How we choose to connect with these forces can either create discord or cultivate harmony. Imagine you are a leaf upon the water, moving not against the current but with it. You maintain your essence, your unique shape and color, yet you are part of a larger flow, a greater body of water. In life, we too can maintain our individuality while being part of the collective rhythm. This is Eiki, the joining of energies that allows for a dynamic and fluid passage through life's complexities. The path of Aikido is not one of passive acceptance but active participation. It is about making choices that align with the principles of harmony. When we encounter resistance, be it from others or within ourselves, our task is not to shatter it, but to understand it. What is the nature of this resistance? What is it teaching us? How can we engage with it in a way that transforms the energy into something constructive? Each encounter is a dialogue, a conversation between forces. Aikido teaches us to listen deeply, not only with our ears but with our entire being. Listening in this way allows us to perceive not just the words or actions, but the intentions and emotions behind them. This deep listening creates a space where true understanding can occur, and from this understanding, harmony emerges. The Aikido way of guiding with grace and integrity. In the practice of Aikido, we learn to lead without imposing, to guide without forcing. The art of leading in Aikido is akin to being a shepherd rather than a tyrant. It is a leadership that respects the natural inclinations of others, that seeks to bring out their best rather than to suppress their will. How do you lead in your life? Do you impose your will upon others, or do you guide with respect and understanding? Leadership in the spirit of Aiki is a dance that respects the autonomy of the dance partner, making the dance itself more beautiful. The concept of Takamusu Aiki, a term coined by O-sensei, encapsulates the spontaneous generation of martial techniques in harmony with the opponent's energy. This spontaneous creation is not limited to the martial aspect. It is a creative force that applies to all facets of life. When we are in tune with the present moment, aligned with our environment, and connected with our inner self, we become conduits for spontaneous and harmonious action. Life requires of us a constant stream of decisions and responses. When we operate from a place of harmony, our actions arise naturally and effortlessly. They are not contrived or forced, but flow from the clarity of our connection with the moment. How often do you feel that your actions are forced? What would it be like to act from a place of spontaneous harmony? The cultivation of inner stillness is paramount in Aikido. It is from the still point within that we can observe the dance of life with clarity. This stillness is not an absence, but a fullness, a presence that is both tranquil and potent. It is the eye of the storm, the center from which all movement originates. In the stillness, we find the space to respond rather than react. To react is to be at the mercy of circumstance, but to respond is to choose our action based on wisdom and insight. The practice of Aikido sharpens this ability, this discernment between reaction and response. In the heat of conflict or the rush of daily life, can you find that still point within you? Can you choose your response rather than be swept up in reaction? As we navigate the path of the peaceful warrior, we come to appreciate the subtleties of timing, or ma, an integral element in Aikido. Timing is about more than the physical dimension. It is about sensing the right moment for action or inaction. In Aikido, the right timing can mean the difference between harmony and discord, just as in life, the right timing influences the outcome of our endeavors. Developing a sense of timing is about becoming attuned to the rhythms of life, to the ebb and flow of energy around and within us. It requires patience, observation, and the willingness to act when the moment is ripe. How often do we rush forward when it is time to wait, or hesitate when it is time to move? The mastery of timing is a dance with the universe, an understanding that there is a time for every purpose under heaven. The dojo is a microcosm of the world, a place where we practice the principles of Aiki, so that we may live them in the larger arena of life. Every bow, every technique, every moment of stillness is an opportunity to deepen our understanding of harmony. As we practice, so shall we live. The mat is not separate from the world. It is a reflection of it. Aikido is not an end, but a means, a way of cultivating the self so that we can engage with the world in a more meaningful and harmonious way. It is about refining our spirit, honing our character, and developing the qualities that make for a life well lived: compassion, wisdom, courage, and above all, harmony. In conclusion, Aiki is not merely a principle of martial arts. It is a principle of life. It teaches us to flow with the currents of existence, to embrace the dynamic interplay of forces within and around us, and to dance with the universe in a way that brings harmony and peace. It is a path that requires discipline, dedication, and the courage to face ourselves and the world with an open heart. As we continue our journey, let us carry with us the spirit of Aiki, weaving its wisdom into the fabric of our daily lives. May we be leaves upon the water, shepherds of the spirit, and dancers in the harmonious dance of existence.